Here well before the top of the hour, give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. That's what we do here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and serve our live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later, and deliver those winners, professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Plays. Let's take a peek at who's on the show with us here for today. All right, Jay Briggs is with us, Zawacky, Ninos, Nick Menken, our newest capper, will sign him bottom of the hour or so. He'll sign in lots of vacations here today. So, but we got a good group here. Fine with us, so we'll get you some plays for tonight. And here's how the lineup for this evening. Got a few late scratches as well. Ninos, Briggs, no Burts, no Clark. Then Zawacky, Menken, and I will close this out. We have some extended segments here with Zawacky, NHL, and Jay Briggs with NBA. So we got lots on the board tonight with 3 on the board from the NBA, 4 NHL. And, of course, lots of baseball still to come as we got one game in the books with the Cubs pounded the Dodgers today. Was it 13-0, 14-0? I lost count there at 13. But they just pounded the LA team. But today we got still another 14 games on the board from the MLB. So let's get this one underway. Let's go ahead and welcome in Al Ninos. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll bring in Al right now. Al, what's happening?
Going pretty good, Tony. How are you doing?
Not doing great. Doing great. All right, here we go, Al. Tonight we're going to be looking here at this one between the Braves and the Astros. Should be a really good matchup here. Braves minus 111, total 8.5.
Yeah, it should be one of the better series, through for the next few days. But just think the Braves has just been the better team this season. They've been playing the better baseball. I think they have the better lineup right now, considering the injuries. When you look at that too, a couple things that kept me from really betting this one too big or making it a premium. Mainly the starting pitching matchup here. I think. I just don't think Bryce Elder's been great. Don't get me wrong, but Hunter Brown I think has been that much more impressive for the Astros. I think his stuff is a bit more impressive, and I think he gives the Astros one of their better chances of winning a game in this series. I'm not saying anyone's getting swept here. It should be a lot of back and forth, but. Despite that starting pitching matchup, I still think that Elder gets enough front support here from his lineup, and I think the Braves come out on top at home here. So taking the Braves on a very good price at home.
All right, Elney says go ahead and take the Braves, the minus 111 here against the Astros. This is going to be a really tight contest, as you said here. Both pitchers performing well, strikeouts on both sides, bullpens performing well, and both lineups. Strength is hitting left-handers, so this is going to be quite a matchup here. As both of them are going to be facing the right-handed pitchers.
Yeah, two righties, but again, two righties that have been pretty good this season. So two good lineups, but again, a couple pieces missing on each side actually. But when you add everything up that you're working with as an active lineup, I do prefer the Braves lineup here. So I think, obviously I'm going with them to do more damage here. I'm picking them to win the game. I think it could be tight, at least to begin the game with the starting pitching matchup here. But definitely once you get into later innings. Not that the Astros have a terrible bullpen or anything, but again, just like the Braves lineup better here.
All right, El Ninos likes the Braves here. Braves minus 111 against the Astros. This one will have a start time here of 7:20 Eastern Time, MLB Extra News Channel. All right, El Ninos, let's take a look over at Pick Document for tonight's action. Of course, today on the board, as we mentioned, we got lots of action going on. Indeed, we got 14 on the board here from Major League Baseball. We also have those 3 playoff games here from the NBA, 4 on the ice as well. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
I got a 3-pack in the MLB, and my best bet in the NHL. And a 3-pack in the NBA as well. Got every play there as well. 3-0 in the NBA yesterday. Trying to go 3-0 again today, and trying to keep it rolling. The MLB's been hot too. 10-3 now. I did lose one earlier today on the Dodgers there, but 10-3 run still in the MLB. And looking to bounce back from that Dodger loss there as well.
That's right, guys. Got board with Al Ninos over at Pick Dogs Premium. Yeah, you see the great results here in MLB. 634 units of profit. So get on board with Al. He's got some passes for you up there for one day. Or, of course, the best value is get the long-term pass. Of course, here on the weekend, that 3-day pass is very good because you got all cover Al Ninos' premium plays for 3 days for Major League Baseball from these big cards. Also, NBA, NHL. Remember, the NBA on the Saturday, Sunday here, we're going to have 4 games each day, and they're guaranteed to be played. So we got a great value there with that 3-day pass. Pick as a promo code. You'll save 15% off at checkout. All right, Ninos, as always, great having you show. Have some great evening, and we'll catch up with you again next week. But I know you also contribute to the weekend shows.
Yeah, that's right. Should be on tomorrow on Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern. Make sure you check us out. You'll get to see a different lineup than you see during the weekdays with some of us some of us cappers from the drive-through on the morning show with Mitch there on the weekend.
That's right. We come in, the invade here of the drive-through. All right, have a great weekend. We'll catch up with you next week.
All right, have a good one, Tom.
Got Ninos here on the drive-through, guys. Let's continue here on our coverage. We got up next is Jay Briggs. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Of course, he does great work up there. You'll catch him also with that morning drop from with NBA. Of course, that live show at 4 p.m. each time during the NBA playoffs. Jay, what's happening?
Tony T, what's happening?
All right, here we go tonight. NHL playoffs on TBS. Wild now hosting the Stars. This one's minus 110 both sides. Total sits here at 5.5.
Yes, sir, Tony T, man. It's going to be a good series back and forth. The Wild stole game 1 in Dallas. But the Stars, I love the way my team responded in that next one. A huge win, 7-3 victory. I think that's how the series is going to go. I was on game 1, and I had the Stars game 1 on the show here on the drive-thru. Didn't go our way. But I told y'all then I think the Stars are the better team, and they will win the series. And I'm still there, man. I love the bounce-back action we've seen from them in that last one. I know we're in Minnesota in this one, but I believe the line is even for a reason. And I think the Stars have just played the better hockey coming down the stretch, and I think they pull this one out in Minnesota, take back the home ice. I'm leaning on my Stars to get this one done in Minnesota.
All right, we got Jay here on the Stars, minus 110 against Minnesota. Yeah, you see this. You see the respect here for the Stars team. Pretty much a pick 'em here on the road in Game 3.
Yeah, and I think it's for good reason. A Wild, they're a good team. As I said, they did steal Game 1, but the Stars have been the better team. They went on the nice stretch to close out the season. I think it was like 9 of 10 games they won in a row. So the one hiccup at home did happen, but I expect the better team to come out of this series, and I expect them to get home ice. And it starts here tonight by being the Wild in Minnesota.
Yeah, you look at this defense for the Stars over their past 5 games, giving up about 1.8 goals per game. And again, that's the thing that really stands out here with the Star teams, how well their defense has been.
Yeah, that's been our key all season. We did give up 3 in the last one. Offense just came up to showed up to play, but defense has been our staple all year, and especially on the road today. I expect that to be our point of emphasis, and I think we get it done.
That's right. It was a 2-2 in regulation there. So regulation 2 in Game 1, and then they gave 3 in that 7-3 win. So still the defense hanging here. Stars minus 110 here against the Wild. This one will have a start time here of 9:30 Eastern Time. TBS and TNT is where the hockey is tonight. All right, Jay, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs for tonight's action. Of course, we have lots on the board tonight here to hear from the NBA as well as NHL coverage. And, of course, we got still 14 on the board here from Major League Baseball. Of course, Jay, you've been doing fantastic work here in baseball. We see the numbers, 545 units of profit. What do you have going on over at the site?
Yes, sir, Tony. I have my NBA Jam Session play, my $19 NBA play, my feature play, my favorite play on the board. I got it for $19. We're 17-7-1 last 25 on that NBA Jam Session play. We've hit 4 in a row, and we're 7-2 on that play to begin the postseason. Trying to keep it rolling in the NBA, man. Trying to keep it rolling in the NBA so you can get that top play. Also, I'm active in the MLB, man. You see the units right there in Major League Baseball. We had a great start to the season, especially on my top MLB play of the day, man. We're 15 of 20. So I've hit my first 15 plays. I think there's been 21 days of baseball. I've had 20 plays. I've hit 15 of them, man. Trying to keep it rolling there. But I also got a 3-pack in Major League Baseball tonight. Huge card. A lot of great action out there tonight, man. Today should be a great day. I'm even going to see my Rangers play today. So I'm loving the baseball action right now, trying to keep it rolling. You can get that 3-pack over there, or you can hop on some long-term, man, or pair me up 2-for-1 capper special with the great guys we got here, man.
That's right, guys. Get on board here with Jay Briggs over at Pick Dogs. Look at the great results in baseball. Over the past 30 days, 512 units on all sports combined. So get on board with Jay's $19 jam session NBA up there. Also play the day here from baseball. Of course, the long-term passing notes of the weekend. The 3-pack is a great value there. All of Jay's premium plays here for 3 days for this big Friday, Saturday, Sunday. All your baseball. Of course, remember, lots of coverage, lots of volume in the NBA and NHL playoffs here in the first round as it whittles down as we get to round 2 and 3. But here, there's still a lot of volume. Pick as a promo code. You'll save 15% off at checkout. All right, Jay, as always, great having you show. We've got some guys out today. Jay agreed to take a look at some of these odds here from the NBA or take a look at some as we get closer game time here. So let's go ahead and put the odds screen up here now for Jay. All right, Jay, here we go into game 2, the Celtics and the Hawks. The Celtics still hanging at -5.5, total 228.5.
Yeah, this is an interesting series, man. The Celtics, they've dominated the series in general all season. I was looking at it. So this is going to be the 6th meeting between these two teams this year. Celtics won all 5, and 4 of those were by double digits. The only one that wasn't was the very last meeting of the regular season where neither team played their starters. Yes, Game 3 is usually a spot where we see the team come home and try to make a statement, try to make it a series again. But the Celtics, man, I think the sweep is in order in this one, Tony T. I think the Celtics, people forget they did go to the finals last year. They were really dominant to begin the year, looked like the best team. I think they beat up on the Hawks here in this one. I'll lay the 5.5 there.
5.5. Matter of fact, 5.5 is the sharpest book in the world. We've seen some Celtics money come in here. We just saw this move to 5.5 because it was at 6 in many of the books out there. I used the sharpest book in the world for our live odds here, and this was at 6 until we put the odds up, and then we've seen some sharp play come in here on the home underdog. You probably would expect some of the sharp people out here saying, the Hawks, a team that's been pretty good at home, they've got some playoff experience. And the Celtics, well, down the stretch, when you kind of look at the team down the stretch on the road, it's going to be maybe a different look here, maybe the coaching change that we had during the season as well with the Celtics team.
Yeah, like I said a minute ago, the Hawks, usually Game 3 is the spot where if you're going to respond, it should be Game 3, first game back, because if you go down 3-0, we've never seen nobody come back down from 3-0. We have seen teams come back from 2-0, so Game 3 is usually a pivotal game in series. Theoretically, this should be the spot for the Hawks. I just don't think it is, man. I think this is one of the few series that ends in a sweep, and Celtics probably do it in dominant fashion like they've done all season.
All right, looking for the dominance fashion there. Okay, here we go. Cavaliers and Knicks. This one gets the ABC treatment tonight here. We're seeing the Knicks still holding 2. There were some 1.5s early in the afternoon. Some of those been bought back up to 2, so the Knicks still holding 2. Total sits here at 212.
Yeah, I understand why the line is where it's at in this one. Knicks are home, but in that same breath, Tony T, I think this one is a 50-50 type game. I can make the argument either way. I do think the Cavs are the better team, though. They were throughout the regular season. I know Knicks stole Game 1 and took the home court advantage, but I love the response I seen from Cleveland in Game 2. Defensively is where I seen the huge step up, only holding the Knicks to 90 points. I'm leaning on Cleveland in this one, getting the 2, or on the money line. I'm leaning Cleveland in this one. I think they probably steal Game 3 and get home court advantage back. Knicks probably steal Game 4, and then we're in for a hell of a series like I think we already are.
All right, looking for a little bit of zigzag here in the game in New York here. Of course, the Knicks here, the favorite here. And, of course, money line comes into play. Maybe if you like the Cavs, you get that plus 114. We'll see how it rolls. But the 2 may be what you're looking for. Of course, when we look at the Knicks, this team has been a bit of a reversal. I remember back in the day, well, not too long ago with Tibbs when the Knicks had their struggles at home. But down the stretch, they did play very well at home and actually blowing out teams.
Yes, I was fading the Knicks a ton at the beginning of the season, as for some odd reason, their best basketball they were playing was outside of Madison Square Garden. At the end of the season, they did start tightening it up at home, man. It was a real emphasis for them on their home floor. I'm wondering if it's going to translate into tonight. It's going to be interesting. The Knicks, like I said, over the season, they were, I think only 4 games above 500. At home. Cleveland was 2 games under 500 on the road. So we'll see how this one shakes out.
I'll see how that shake was here, like Cavs here against the Knicks. Okay, the late night game tonight. The Nuggets and the Nuggets were sitting 2.5 for much of yesterday. And I will tell you this, just looking at the live lines here, this is from the sharpest book in the world here, and most of the markets have it now Nuggets 2, but one of the sharpest books in Vegas now, the two sharp books in Vegas right now comes down to 1.5. We see some offshores now moving. We're seeing some red come in with some steam here on the home underdog here, so we're seeing some 1.5s in the market here, 2s here with the Nuggets favored.
This is an interesting one, man. I think this is probably the most interesting game of the night. Kind of like I talked about in that Hawks game. It's a team that's coming back home down 0-2, and we've never seen a team come back down 3-0. So if there's a spot where the T-Wolves are going to have to respond, it's going to have to be tonight. And I'm going to have to lean in the direction of the T-Wolves in this one. The two meetings that these two teams played in Minnesota this season, the Timberwolves won pretty convincingly. With their back up against the wall, I expect them to put their best foot forward. And the Nuggets at home this season, Tony T, were absolute money. On the road, man, they were not that same juggernaut. We're actually under 500 on the road. I think the T-Wolves make this a series at least, get one in this one. I'm a lean on them in this one, getting the 2 points or on the money line again on this one.
Yeah, that one, it's hard to argue that point because remember, the Timberwolves had 2 must-home win situations. Remember that game against the Pelicans? The winner was going to be the 8 seed. The loser was going to be caught up in that 9-10 nonsense. They beat the Pelicans, and then they had that home win to get against OKC, where they just pounded the Thunder to get into the playoffs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And even going back to last year, I think a lot of people thought the Memphis Grizzlies were going to run through Minnesota, but that was a really good series. I think Timberwolves got a little something up their sleeves. They have the talent. They came back from a 21-point deficit in that last one. They still didn't cover, but tonight at home, I think that building's going to be on 1 million, and we probably see the T-Wolves show up tonight.
Yeah, post All-Star game, the Nuggets do have a negative rating on the road. It's only minus 1.3, dropping 8 of 13. We have known for years the Nuggets have not been a defensive-minded team on the road. They're kind of a team that just looks to outscore their opponent, although we did see that little change this season. But, it's always going to be a challenge for this Nuggets team to get that defensive down on the road.
Yep, it is. And we'll see, man. Jokic, he had an amazing game. He had both of those guys in foul trouble, but that was in Denver. We'll see if he can, keep them that same intensity. And Jamal Murray, the same thing. Really great game last game. We'll see if they can put it together on the road tonight. I'm excited for this one. Late start time, but
late start time. Not as bad as usual. 9:30 is not too bad East Coast time.
True.
But you'll be in Texas watching some baseball as this one's going to keep tabs on all the stuff there. Of course, there are plenty of places to catch these games. All right, Jay. It's always great having you show. Thanks for your contributions here. We're going to catch you again next week. But let everybody know what you got going. Of course, the weekend shows that you always make those appearances on the morning shows on the weekends. Of course, a lot of the NBA live sessions. Of course, with these early starts during the weekend, everybody get everybody up to date on the schedules here for your live shows.
So, yes, sir. So, I will be on the morning show tomorrow, and I will have my jam session drop at its regular time. Live jam session tomorrow, I'm still unclear. I gotta figure it out because I think we got a 12 o'clock, we got a 2:30 start. So I might come on right before that 2:30. We might miss the first one. I'll try to come on probably right before that 2:30 and get the last 3 games. So that's probably the plan for me. But y'all know what to do, man. Have those notifications on so when I'm live, it pops up, man, and you can come join me on the jam session. I'll update y'all again on my show in the morning and on the live show as well.
On the live show, that's right. Get the update from Jay, and maybe he'll have the first game covered in live show. Then we'll get you caught. He'll get you caught up as we get later in the afternoon. All right, Jay, have yourself a great evening, and we'll catch up with you again next week.
Yes, sir, Tony T. I'll see you on Monday, man. Have a great weekend, and let's make some money.
You got it. Jay Briggs here on the drive. Guys, if you miss any picks, we'll do a complete recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Some guys on vacation today, so we're going to do some extended segments here. We got Rod, and then we got Nick coming up late. Rod's going to give us a pick from the NHL, then he'll take a look at the rest of the board, and then we'll get a pick from Nick, and then we'll get to my play. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Up next, Rod Zawacky. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium here on Steak Friday. Rod Zawacky, what's happening?
Well, not too much. Enjoying the snow that we had overnight. So,
What?
Welcome to Alberta. Yeah, we had snow. Remember I said it was nice and sunny?
That's
Yeah,
right.
we got some snow.
Oh my
Not
goodness.
enough to stick around, but just enough to like melt and make it mucky and make it just awful outside. So,
Oh boy.
welcome to Alberta. Usually we're until the May long weekend. We call it. It's like a big family day in May. So usually that first weekend in May is the May long weekend. So usually after that, then it's usually clear sailing for us for bad weather. But before then, it's all hands on deck. You can get anything. One day it'll be it can change within a couple of hours from nice and sunny to look, it's a blizzard.
That's right. That's right. Out here in LA, as we were talking about, maybe I could have taken that flight to LA. They made that red eye out here to check out the Kings and Oilers tonight. Tickets available, not too expensive out here. For whatever reason, there's no Dodger game tonight. They're on the road, and then trust me, the Angels aren't going to draw from out here anyway. They start the games at 6:30 local time. Who's going to drive from LA to Anaheim? That's a 2-hour drive. I mean, I don't understand what the guys are thinking in Anaheim starting games at 6:30 local time. It makes no sense. But anyway, I noticed they do that a lot in baseball now. I don't understand those.
I would drive a couple hours to the. I would have driven a couple hours to the arena for tonight's hockey game.
Oh, I
a couple
get
$100 you get to sit in a. So yeah, oh for sure, you get to sit in the suite and a couple $100 they feed you. Yeah, I would have been in. Tickets are cheap in LA.
Oh yeah, but to go see the Angels against the Royals, that's the the Kings start at 7:30 local, which is fine, but these Angels like to start at 6:30 local. They're not going to get any LA fans over there, which I can't understand. But anyway, the Kings will have a full house, even though the tickets are cheap, but they'll find a way to get them all sold like they always do. Oilers and the Kings here tonight, TNT at 10 Eastern time, a 1-1 series. Again, your Oilers up 2-0, and they let the Kings back in. You can't like that, but they closed them out. Oilers minus 155, total 6.5.
Yeah, definitely. The Oilers need to be holding these leads and not collapsing and making led the Kings right back into these games. But the reason why that they've been being let back into the games is because when they were about to go up 3-0, good old Corpusalo in goal. He's been solid against these Oilers this season. You look, he's held the Oilers to 6 goals on 76 shots in the first couple of games. So it's not like he's not getting the work. He's definitely been peppered by these Oilers. Great pickup by the Kings there, and he's going to continue along here. And you look at the last few meetings between these two teams, and they have been low scoring. Sure, the first one went over the total because we hit overtime. The last game, it hit 4-2, empty netter. The couple before that, it was 3-1 in LA. The time before that was 2-0. So you look at the last 4 games, and these have been close, hard hitting, checking, good old fashioned slug it out hockey games between these two conference opponents. And do I expect to save tonight? Oh yeah, definitely. I think there's going to be even less scoring than what we've seen in the first 2 games of this series. Skinner getting the start. He gets that bug out of the way. He's got his first playoff win as a rookie. Now he can settle in and get playing his game. He didn't have to work so hard. The defense has stepped up for these Oilers. And the reason why they've stepped up is Janmark's listed out. He's going to be out for the rest of this series. So the Oilers are running with the 11 forwards and 7 defensemen, bringing on an extra defenseman instead of running the typical 12 forwards and 6 defensemen that most teams run. So that's why you've seen the Oilers sit back, play defensive hockey like they have. Because the Kings, well, they love to put McDavid comes in with the puck, and they put 2 guys on him. And letting the Oilers try to beat them 4-on-3. They continue that, and McDavid's going to find some things and get some goals. So I'm kind of worried there. But I love the under here in this game tonight. You look, the under 6-2-1 in the last 9 for these Oilers, 5-2-1 following a win for the Oilers. And you look at the Kings, 11-3-1 their last 15 off of 1 day's rest. Last 8 meetings, as I said, been close, tight, hard-hitting games. 6-2 to that under. Take the under 6.5 in Game 3 in LA tonight.
All right, we got Tarot here on the Kings Oilers under 6.5 here in game number 3. And of course, Rod, yeah, the Kings, late in the season had some struggles getting goals here on this Edmonton Oilers team. A 1-1 game. Usually, LA Kings hockey games are really tight. It's a lot of nerves in these buildings when they have postseason in LA. I've noticed that a lot in my time over there.
Yeah, definitely. The hitting increases. Like we seen in game two, the hitting increased. The Oilers had, what was it, almost 30 hits, and we were only like halfway through the game number two. Yeah, we're gonna expect the same here again. Expecting lots of hits, tight checking, hard hitting. These teams don't like each other. Definitely gonna be scrums at the end of the whistle. Scrubs in the good old typical in the NHL playoffs where the guy comes up and he's like with the glove to the face, the big old face wash when they get in the scrum. Try not to grab the ref in the face; that'll cost you 2 minutes. But that's what you're going to see here. A whole lot of that here in LA, especially because that's what you get when these two teams go at it. It's not like they've not seen each other. They've already played 4 regular season games, and now they've already played 2 playoff games. They played 4 playoff games last season. They're very fresh with each other, and the Kings struggling to score. Definitely, bet you they miss Fipula being in the lineup for the Kings. One of the top 2 scorers for the Kings this season. Definitely big absence from the Kings offense, which will also contribute to this under for us tonight. Yes, another Thursday winner for you guys in the drive-thru.
There we go. They're looking for number 3 in a row here. Kings, Oilers under 6.5. This one have a start time here of 10 Eastern time, and this one will be over on TNT. All right, Rod. Let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Premium for tonight's action. Of course, on the board tonight, 3 from the NBA, 4 on the ice. Big card from MLB tonight. We got still 14 games on the board after the Cubs pounded the Dodgers. 210 units of profit last 7 days, showing great results. What do you have going on over at Pick Dodge Premium?
Yeah, rolling right along 3 straight winning days, including a nice 4-0 yesterday, heading into the weekend, and that's including my $19 NHL sniper play on a nice 9-2 run with that play. Top play on the board tonight. I don't know where to pick it up, $19, or you know what day it is. It's Steak Friday, where I've got a couple MLB plays, I've got a couple NBA plays, and I've got some hockey plays included into that Steak Friday. Get all 5 plays over in one place, one package. And my $19 NHL Sniper is included in the Steak Friday package tonight for everybody here at Pick Dogs. Use that promo code PICK at checkout. Save 15% off all your purchases. Or it's Friday. Your best deal going is grab my 3-day pass for $70. It's almost the price of the Steak Friday pass. And you'll get everything I got going Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I'll probably have Mondays thrown in there for you as well. So definitely grab that 3-day pass and come join me. Let's make some money as we continue to pound the bookies. I'm excited this weekend. Big slate of action going in the games.
That's right, guys. Get on board here with Rod Zawacky over at Pick Dodge Premium. 3-pack is a great way to go. Remember, this is still round 1 of the NBA NHL playoffs, so lots of volume here on this playoff board here. So good time to get that 3-day pass pick to save 15% off. All right, lots of guys on vacation. Rod said he would take a look at some of the other NHL games, so let's go here. Top of the hour, we've got Hurricanes and Islanders. This has been a very close series. 1-goal decisions in favor of Carolina. Now we go out to the aisle, and this one here, Islanders minus 127, favorites total of 5.
Yeah, and you look at this one here with the Islanders and Hurricanes. The last one we've seen some goals and we got up and over the total. This one I think is going to be a little bit more close. It's looking that Antti Rantanen is going to get back the start again for these Hurricanes. And man, has he come on strong since he's taken over for the Canes in net. That's some notes I wrote up, but that's okay. We'll just roll with it. You look at who's in the start, and Sorokin in goal for the Islanders, and he's definitely been the reason why the Islanders have been here and done that and what they're doing, because he's stood on his head time and time again. So this game 3, which is going to be a little more important for the Islanders, you don't want to go down 3-0 in this one. So I like the under again here. I know it's you look at the over under. I believe it's set at 5.
5, yeah, 5. Heavily juiced.
Yeah,
to the over.
Yeah, heavy juiced to that over as well, right? Yeah, I like the under here because I think at worst you get is a push. I think this ends a 3-2 game. Any way to slice it, but I think it's under. I think it could end 2-1. Maybe somebody scores an empty netter, 3-1. But up and over 5, I don't want to pay that juice on that because I think this is going to be a close, tight, hard-hitting game, especially in New York, where these two teams tend to played at that under as well.
Carolina's had success here against the Islanders, winning 7 of their past 9, and even go back even deeper. They've 35 of 50 they've beaten the Isle.
Right? They've dominated the Islanders in this head-to-head action for sure. So definitely lean Carolina in that one. Is that the right price? You're getting Carolina at plus 115 now? Holy, is that line moved?
No, which one? What do we get Carolina here? Which one? Plus 115?
Carolina money line is at plus 115?
Yeah, that's where it comes in at. Yep,
Holy.
I'm using the sharpest book in the world, so you're going to have higher spreads from other books. So I like to show the sharp. I like to see the sharp. I like to put the sharpest book up here, so maybe we can compare and understand that.
Definitely shop your line.
Shop your lines, because usually you see a 20-cent spread. You get a 12-cent spread here, because that's only from the sharpest book in the world. You're going to get that. So that's why it's important, guys, to really do your shopping. And I got a choice of 40 books there. I just take the sharpest one, put it in there, so you guys can compare and see for yourself how it works here. But yeah, we'll continue on here with Ron with a little bit of rundown here. A couple more in a row here. Bruins and Panthers here are an even series here, with Boston favored here. It says 7:30 Eastern time at TNT. Boston favored minus 134, total 6.5.
Yeah, see, in this one here, surprisingly, this series is tied at 1-1. Panthers got their one win in Boston. They can't complain. They got to be happy with the situation they're in. And for me, this one, you look at this Panthers team. They were the team last year that had won the President's Trophy, and now they're like, we can play spoilers against this year's President's Trophy winner. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Panthers took a 2-1 series lead here, but. As I said in the Puck Dogs video earlier, I still like the over here. Over 6.5 is a little light. I think goals come early and often. We see in the last game out was a 6-3 for the Panthers. I think we're going to get the same type of game here. Still no confirmation on who's going to start for the Bruins. It's from what I'm hearing, Allmark might not get the start in this one. He has some stuff he's got to deal with, issues, either be injury. Personal issues, don't know what's going on, but it's definitely not confirmed. And who's going to start in goal? So far, I'm still seeing that it might be Swayman in goal for Boston. I know he's been solid down the stretch for Boston in this one, but that could equate to giving up a few more goals and getting us up and over the total. I like the over here.
Like the over there.
Quite a few goals in this one.
Yeah, Florida's beat Boston at home 3 times, 3 in a row, and they beat them twice this season.
Right? So it's definitely worth putting a little bit of sprinkle on the Panthers to offset the Bruins. As that curse of the President's Trophy, it's been 10 years since somebody who's won that President's Trophy has made it back to the Stanley Cup Finals.
All right, we'll get to our last game. We covered the Kings and Oilers already, so the last game with Rod here is Stars and Wild here at 9:30 on TBS. We've got a close one here, a close spread here. Wild minus 102, total 5.5.
Yeah, and you look, this has been just a bruiser of a series, hard hitting. These two teams definitely don't like each other. And what happened last game was you seen that Fleury got the start in goal last game, and he did not look good in that. And that Stars came ripping out and scored 7 on the Wild in this one. Well, Gustafson's going to get the start back in goal for the Wild in this one, and he is definitely the by far better goalie for the Wild. And the Stars, well, it'll be Ottinger in goal for the Stars in this one. He's been Mr. Steady all season long. So that under 5.5, I like the under 5.5 in this one. This has got the race to 3, as me and Chris always say. First team to score 3 wins this one. If we even get to 3, is in Minnesota. I think defense is going to be the front and center in this one, and you just could even end up 2-1.
Yeah,
these teams are that close. Coming
that
down.
Tight.
If Fleury's in net, I'm all day fading the Wild. But with Gustafson in net, this is a battle like we see in overtime. Hey, I might even sprinkle a little bit on this game. Could see overtime tonight between these two.
How important is getting the first goal in this game?
Huge. You want that momentum. If the Stars get the first goal in this game, that'll definitely quiet the crowd. That'll just definitely shut the crowd up in Minnesota, and they'll be on pins and needles, and it'll be like deadly quiet in there. But if the Wild get that first goal, watch out! The roof will be raised off that place, and it'll be loud. So So definitely the first goal is huge.
All right.
This one tonight.
There you got from Rod the nice rundown from the NHL Stanley Cup players for tonight, guys. So, Rod, I want you to let everybody know what you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium. And once again, great results.
Hey, heading on over to Pick Dogs Premium. I got my $19 NHL Sniper play. You can scoop that up. We're on a nice 9-2 run there. I also have, it's Friday. It's Steak Friday. You can scoop up my Steak Friday 5-pack, which includes 2 NBA Slam Dunks, 1 MLB home run, plus 2 NHL plays I love, which includes that NHL Sniper play. Or if you're just looking for all my NHL, I have a nice NHL hat trick. That includes the 3 plays I got going into tonight's NHL. Head over, scoop it up, grab a 3-day pass. That's your best deal. Get everything I got going this weekend. And the way I'm heating up, definitely 7-1 over the last 2 days. Grab a 3-day pass. Give me a massive winning weekend.
There you go. Get ready. That's right. Hit the books hard with Rod Zawacky. Pick is a promo code to save that 15% off. Right, Rod, it's always great having a show. Enjoy your Steak Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Let everybody know we can catch you there on the weekends as well. That morning show, and of course that Puck Dogs video series with you and Chris.
Yeah, definitely subscribe. That way you get notified when those Puck Dogs videos get released. We've got those already locked and loaded, ready to go for Saturday's playoff action. So definitely watch for those. And also tune into the morning show Saturday morning. Like I said, we get the invasion of the drive-through cappers. Hey, everybody piles over me. Yeah, everybody's all invited. This big old family affair on Saturday. Doors open. The couches are full. Snacks are out. Come on over and join us Saturday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern. All right, no, wait, 9, was it?
10 a.m. Eastern.
I always get bad.
Is it 10 a.m.?
10 a.m. Eastern
yeah.
time. 10 a.m. Eastern time. 10 a.m. Eastern time. Join us, the Big Dogs family. We'll get some more winners over there.
That's right. Get some more winners indeed. All right,
Love
Rod.
Saturday morning show.
That's right.
I kind of like the other way. I like the big old family scene when we had like all 12 of us in there, and we were all. I kind of like that big family feud square where we had 9 of us. It's kind of fun.
That's right. That's right. And you got some people signing in, signing out, signing in, signing out. You know, that was pretty cool.
It was. I kind of like that big old family square instead of the check in, check out.
That's cool.
So, anyway, definitely tune in. It's a good time. We always have a good time over there at Big Dogs in the morning. So definitely tune in.
Tune in, guys.
Everybody have a good night. I'm going to enjoy my steak and the Oilers.
That's right. Get some coffee. Stay up early. Hope it's not a late one. Hope it's not too many overtimes tonight.
Yeah.
Get it done early, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, you got it. Rod Zawacky here on the drive-thru. Guys, if you missed a pick, we'll recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. I'm going to welcome to the drive-thru, making his debut here, is Menken. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. He's been sitting at the top of the leaderboard since he came on board on Pick Dogs, and now we put a face and a voice to the capper, which is always great because I know a lot of people always question whether these cappers are real or are they fake. This man is real. Nick Menken, welcome.
Tony, how's it going? I'm glad to be here.
Great to have you. All right, before we get to the rundown of the game, let everybody know about you. I know you were a former big-time collegiate athlete playing baseball, right?
Yep, I played at Virginia Tech for 2 years. I transferred from junior college. Played there for 2 years, then I head over to U of I for my grad transfer there. Led a couple injuries and then hung up the cleats, so to speak, and picked up a new sport.
That's right, indeed. Of course, it's kind of tough when they start the baseball early in some of these cold weather cities.
Yeah, I know. I'm from Chicago, but I'm out here in Arizona right now, so I can't complain about the weather anymore.
No, it's beautiful out here. Speaking of Arizona, here we go. D-backs and Padres tonight from Nick Menken here. About minus 105 on each side, total of 9.
Right now, let's start off with the San Diego Padres. They are currently 10-11 in third place in the NL West right now, guys. They are currently on a 2-game winning streak right now. They had an impressive win in their last series. In that last game against the Atlanta Braves, that game was 1-0. They won. And then clearly last night they played the Arizona Diamondbacks, and they got the win 7-5 yesterday, guys, late in that game. A lot of hype around this San Diego Padres team with Fernando Tatis back in the lineup. He was 0 for 5 yesterday in that matchup. Matt Carpenter and Xander Bogaerts both hit a home run in last night's game. But they're throwing out Seth Lugo on the bump today. He is currently 2-0 this season. He has 12.2 innings pitched currently with 17 strikeouts. That's a strikeout per inning, guys. That's pretty good for a starting pitcher. But let's talk about this Arizona Diamondbacks team, guys. They are 11-9 right now, in first in the NL West, guys. And they got their ace on the mound with Zach Gallen. His record this season is 2-1 currently, guys, with 24.1 innings pitched and also with 28 strikeouts. This guy puts people away, especially when he's ahead in the count. He's an absolute gunslinger. Right now, the Arizona Diamondbacks are 5-3 at home. I think this game, guys, is going to be a breakout game. We got the roof open at Chase Field. I think the ball's going to be flying early. I think the D-backs get to Seth early on in this game, and Gallen has a game that we're looking for out of him.
All right, we got Nick here on the Diamondbacks minus 105 here against the Padres. Oh, this is the sharpest book in the world here. See a little bit of a slight here on the Padres seem to always get money from the sharp people. I don't understand why. We saw that last year where they had a great run last year, but not always winning with these big lines. But again, you said Gallen was a steal from Florida. To my knowledge, I don't know why Miami would trade him over there. I scratched my head when they did that. It's going to come back and bite him because this Gallen is a real thing. Of course, you mentioned the roof being open. Yeah, it's going to be open here Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Then they close it on Sunday, but definitely makes a difference there in Arizona. Well, we see how the balls fly there during the spring.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I went to a ton of spring training games, and it jumps off the bat, especially in this warm weather. I look for this game to have a lot of runs, guys, early on in this game, but not on the San Diego Padres side. I think Gallen will really come out and shove, as he already has 28 Ks on the season so far, guys. He puts people away in the box.
I know we're early in the season, but when you look at some of the home road splits, these D-backs at home are really hitting the ball.
Yeah, they're a young team. They're a very young team. They're, I wouldn't say inexperienced, but they hit the baseball and they have a lot of extra base hits. I will say this Arizona team, I do not bet against. I always bet with if I'm taking the play. So they're a sneaky team for sure, and I look forward to watching them tonight.
I know it may sound a little negative, but they did release Mad Bum, and I think again it's probably a good sign because in the prior years they probably would have hung on to a guy just because of his salary, but I think they're serious now about winning.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if they could hold this first place in the NL West. Obviously with San Diego there, and Fernando Tatis, he's coming back. I just think there's a lot of hype on Tatis right now, and everybody's jumping on this line because Tatis is back in the lineup. Like I said, he was 0 for 5. There's a lot of pressure kind of on him right now, but this Arizona Diamondbacks team, I mean, they're always in contention in this game. I look for them to jump out on Seth early on in this game.
Of course, the question with the D-backs is once you get through Kelly and Gallen, what do you get from the back end of the rotation?
That's going to be their question all year is who's going to come up and step up in their bullpen. I believe that Gallen's going to go maybe 6-7 innings, but hopefully they got a big enough lead on the Padres late in this game so that who knows who's next that's coming in on the back end of that bullpen. But that's the question of this Arizona Diamondbacks team is can they sustain throughout this year with that bullpen?
Yeah, and of course, a lot of questions out here in SoCal here with this Dodger team. I think some people are still thinking that Dodgers are going to wake up like we've seen that. There's definitely been a drop off with this LA team. They could be had this year.
Hey, that Dodgers team right there, the Cubs absolutely smacked him today. I love that. And who was it? Sly, I believe, had a perfect game going through the 8th inning, got broken up. His catcher ran into him on it was a whiff, little hit right out in front. But, the Cubs have been playing well, but the Dodgers aren't the same Dodgers as they once used to be there, Tony.
Yeah, we see regression here with the Giants, right? The Giants, it used to be the pitching you can count up, but this bullpen for the Giants has been blowing up here of late.
The Giants? Oh, yeah. I mean, you can't say nothing bad about the Giants, but the Giants have a really good offense right now. They're explosive offensively. The bullpen of the Giants is hit or miss. You don't know what you're going to get out of them, but clearly on the offensive side, they score runs. They're one of the best teams in the Major League Baseball early on this season in scoring runs right now.
Yeah, NL West, the Rockies probably the biggest disappointment of all. I mean, that last homestand was just bad.
I mean, yeah, the Rocky, and they got Chris Bryant too. Chris Bryant just hit his first home run in Coolers Field. I mean, Rockies are probably the worst team in all of baseball right now. They're struggling, especially offensively. They're giving up so many home runs. The Rockies are just plain out simple bad.
Yeah, that Austin Gomber start, you can see why the Rockies bullpen always struggles when you get those guys getting out early. They can't get through 2 innings, and then, of course, it just eats up bullpens, and then the bullpen goes south.
Of course, the altitude, too, does not help that Colorado Rockies pitching staff. I mean, it's a home run derby when you go over there and play at that ballpark. So I don't expect the Rockies to turn this season around. They're going to still be rebuilding, but the Arizona Diamondbacks, I think, could be a contender in this division 100%.
Yeah, I think German Marquez could be someone they move at the trading deadline. We'll see if he can regain some of that form getting out of. Remember, he pitched very well several years there in Colorado, but the last 2 years have not been good. I could see a team probably taking a flyer there on German Marquez, the veteran there, as the Rockies are stumbling. All right, Nick here, Diamondbacks minus 105 here against the Padres. This one to have a start time here, 9:40 Eastern time. All right, Nick, let's go over at Pick Dodge Print for tonight's action. As we said, Nick has been on absolute fire here to start his tenure here at Pick Dogs. 1,619 units of profits scorched in the books right now. Past 30 days has been on fire. Last 7 days, almost 1,000 units of profit. All right, Nick, we've got 14 games on the board for Major League Baseball, 3 NBA, 4 on the ice. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
I actually got my lock of the day. I think they just started going out right now. I am 8-1 on that run. I sell my lock of the day pick, guys. Go check that out at pickdogs.com. And also, you could get my 3-pack play. I throw in an NBA playoff game and an NHL playoff game as well. And also, I have my full MLB package on pickdogs.com. Guys, go check it out. We're absolutely killing the books right now, and ride along, baby.
Right along with Nick Menken over at Pick Dogs. You see these great results here for this year. Actually, for the past 30 days, it's been on fire here for Nick. Get on board. Remember the long-term passes. As Nick has said, you get his MLB season pass. You can use the promo code PICK at checkout. That will take 15% off. Also, if you want to try them out, that 3-day pass will serve you well. 3-day premium plays, all of Nick's premium plays for 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Includes some of the NBA in there as well if you want to try them out. But then again, the longer term pass is the way to roll. All right, Nick, great segment here with you. Welcome to Pick Dogs. Thanks for joining us here on the drive-thru, and we'll catch up with you again next week.
Thanks, Tony. Thanks for having me, and I look forward to coming on next week.
You got
Keep taking on the books, guys.
Keep crushing the books. Nick Menken here on the drive-thru. Let me just, before we let you go, are you going to be on the weekend shows, just so I know?
I hope so. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Get in touch.
I haven't heard anything yet.
Shoot an email. Hey, with these numbers, you better be. Okay. Shoot an email to Mitch or Chris, and they'll tell you how to get signed up. It's a little different sign in there through the Skype, but just get a hold of them. Trust me, they want you. When you put up these type of numbers, they want you on. Okay. No worries there.
Sounds good, Tony. Good.
You got it.
Good, Tony. Good meeting you too.
Good meeting you. Nick Menken here on the drive-thru. Guys, if you missed a pick, we're going to recap here at the end of the show, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. We'll get to my pick, and then we'll close it out and do the recap. Let's go ahead and bring up my game card here for you in just a second. We'll get to it right now. We're going to go to the late-night game tonight here, featuring those Giants and those Mets tonight. We got Giants and Mets here. Well, minus 111 here for the Mets. Actually, let me put my let's get the full odds up here for you right now here. I think we're ready to roll here with this. 1 second here, guys. Actually, I got to change it to the Mets here. Give me 1 second. We'll get the Mets line up here for you. As we'll still show here the let's get to the Met game. We'll get to the Mets and the San Francisco Giants. That's one of the later games here tonight. Let's go through them here. I had to change the card here for a second here. That one, not that one. There we go. The Mets and the Giants here. The Giants here sitting minus 109. Total sits here at 8.5. And in this game, I'm going to be here on the New York Mets here in this game. Let me get my pickup here for you guys. Still calibrating this here just to give me a break here to figure out where everything is. Here we go. Mets here, minus 111 here against the Giants. And of course, we do know the pitching matchups tonight. We're looking at Joey Lucchesi to start for the Mets. Lucchesi put up some really good numbers here the past couple seasons. He did have Tommy John surgery in 2021. Prior to that, he was pitching well. Had 8 starts in the minors last year, 3 starts in AAA, put up some pretty good numbers. Lucchesi, about ERA just over 4 in his career appearances in Major League Baseball. Anthony DeSclafani will get the start here. He has put up some really good numbers, but man, the losses are just piling up for this Giants team. Their bullpen continues to struggle. You look at the Giants bullpen, an ERA of over 8 at home. The Mets have been outstanding on this trip. We're just going to continue to ride these Mets here. Minus 111 here against the Giants. All right, guys, check out Pick Dogs Premium tonight. I have 4 premium plays up there on the board for you right now. I have a best bet for Major League Baseball. Also, I've got a 3-pack with 2 NBA and a Major League Baseball on the board. So get on board over at Pick Dogs Premium. Use promo code PICK at checkout, and you'll save 15% off my long-term passes. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Let's get to the recap. All right, tonight we started off with the Ninos. The Ninos like the Braves, minus 111 against the Astros. Jay was on the Stars, minus 110 against the Wild. James, well, we didn't have James. Wasn't able to make it tonight, but we got his pick. Timberwolves and Nuggets over 222.5. Rod on the Kings Oilers under 6.5. Nick on the D-backs, minus 105 against the Padres. Of course, we had, I'll be on the Mets here, minus 111 against the Giants. The game I like the most, I like that. I like Nick's pick on the D-backs. I'm a believer in Nick Gallen in this Diamondbacks team against the Padres. All right, that's going to do it here for the drive-thru. Let's take a quick look here at the scoreboard right now, just to give you guys up to date on what's happening. And right now, as we know earlier, Dodgers and Cubs finished 13-0. The Cubs with the victory. Reds and Pirates, bottom second, no score. White Sox and Rays are underway, no score there, bottom first. Rockies and Phillies, top of the hour. Blue Jays and Yankees will go off top of the hour as well. And of course, we got the rest of the baseball here. Orioles, big, look at this line of the Orioles, minus 186 here against the Tigers. Marlins and Guardians, Guardians still holding steady at minus 123 against Miami. Braves and Astros, we talked about that one with the Braves, minus 109, total 8.5. Athletics and Rangers, still big line here for the Rangers. But look at that run line, only minus 104. JP Sears is probably the best pitcher right now for this Athletics team. But again, the bullpen and the lineup is a big issue here for this Oakland team. Nationals and Twins get together here. Big line here for the Twins, minus 225. Total low here at 7.5. And Brewers and Red Sox, the Brewers sitting at minus 163. Total sits about 9. And Royals and Angels tonight. Big line here for the Angels, minus 274. Tani, believe, on the hill tonight. And that's why you see that big line. Total sits at 9. And of course, we're getting into Padres D-backs, which we talked about. Cardinals and Mariners, minus 117. Total 108. Pretty good pitching. Actually, yeah, this one should be a pretty good one tonight. You know, the Cardinals' bats have been hot tonight and featured here on the mound here for Seattle. Is going to be one of their top pitchers here. George Kirby against Steven Matz. Matz, big struggles this season, but look at how short that line is for someone with Matz's form. That just shows you how much respect the market is giving this Cardinal lineup right now. And of course, that should take us into the rest of the games here. Last one we talked about, Giants and Mets. Giants still sit minus 109, and that will cover the entire card here for Major League Baseball. All right, that's going to do it for this edition here on the drive-thru, guys. Make sure you tune in again Monday live here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our cappers there for Pick Dogs and Sports Chat plays. They'll go with the plays in real time for you for the card on Monday. Don't forget, it always gets started every single day, 10 a.m. Eastern Time with the morning show. You got on the weekends, you got Mitch, you got Chris, and you got Rod, and of course they'll be welcome all the cappers here from many of the cappers you see from the drive-thru. So the big segment coming up this weekend on the morning show. So make sure you tune in and get those free picks, and of course all the video series here on Pick Dogs. Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes, his betting tools show. He's got his Nerfies, Rod Romanelli's Major League Baseball breakdown, Jay's jam session. He'll have a drop for you in the morning from the NBA, and then he'll cover the games for you as well on Saturday. He'll tell you on the morning show what time he'll go live with his live show on Saturday and Sunday. And also, too, the Puck Dogs. It's Chris, it's Rod Zawacky with those NHL video picks for you. You get those as well. David Racy's short series. We'll have Jovan's Parlays videos be coming back soon. Lots of new content, as well as Mills with his props for you of the day as well. Mike Davis as well with some more prize picks for you. And, of course, Lots of content as well coming here on Pick Dog. So guys, make sure you like, subscribe, and set notifications so when those videos drop, you get them in real time to get the best numbers. All right, that's going to do it here for our show tonight. I'd like to thank everyone for joining us. And everybody in the chat room, big shout out there to Knicks Beat Vegas, Darren Turner in there, Nicholas Handy as always. Shout out to you as well. James Thrower, Sports Spins up there, Dollars, JD, Ramon, Rocco Rogers, Bo Dunn Sports in there as well. John Stewart, always a shout to you. John Stewart as well. Appreciate everyone's. And Mims in there with some great contribution. All right, that's going to do it here for our show. Let's bring in our cappers here for tonight. What did we have? Did we have the 5 screen today? I think we did. We're going to wait. Goodbye, guys. You guys have